फॉडर और फॉडर के एंटरप्रेनर्स के ऊपर है। ये व्यवसाय भारत में अब काफ़ी जल्दी से तेज़ी पकड़ रहा है। हालांकि बहुत पहले स्टार्ट हो गया था, परंतु बहुत कम लोग इसको ऑप्ट कर रहे थे। आई डॉक्टर पी के श्रीवास्तव, एक्स एनडीडीबी ऑफिसर, is presenting a video on silage and fodder entrepreneurial development, which is happening in India, and it is not new, but yes, the pace has started now in India. A lot of people are opting for this entrepreneurship, fodder entrepreneurship. We will discuss in this video that what is silage, why it is important, how it helps for the milk production and animal health, and how it can be done, and what are the costs, and what is the government support into this. मैं इस वीडियो में इस बात की चर्चा करूंगा कि साइलेज और उसके बारे में सत्य क्या है, क्या होता है साइलेज, कैसे बनता है, और इस पे सरकारी जो सपोर्ट है वो कितना मिल रहा है, कहाँ से मिल रहा है, और ये जो एंटरप्रेन्योरियल डेवलपमेंट है, ये जो व्यावसायिक डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है भारत में, ये बहुत ही अच्छी चीज़ की शुरुआत है। क्योंकि भारत देश एक चारे के हरे चारे के लिए एक डेफिसिट कंट्री है, और ये आज से नहीं है, बहुत दिनों से, कई वर्षों से है। सरकारों ने बहुत इस पे ध्यान दिया। हालांकि वो पूरा इतना काफ़ी नहीं था कि इसे पूरा किया जा सके। जो जो डेफिसिट है ग्रीन फॉडर्स का, मोस्टली ग्रीन फॉडर का, ट्राई फॉडर को लोग प्रिजर्व कर लेते हैं, पर ग्रीन फॉडर का प्रिजर्वेशन होता नहीं है, बहुत कम होता है, और उसी प्रिजर्वेशन को साइलेज कहा जाता है, और उसी की चर्चा हम इस वीडियो में करेंगे। आइए हम चलते हैं सेकेंड स्लाइड पर। यह हमारा जनरल स्लाइड होता है। इसमें डेयरी व्यवसाय की बात करें या चारा व्यापार का बात करें, बात एक ही है। आवश्यकताएं जो हैं वो वही करीब करीब हैं कि यदि ये आवश्यकताएं, ये चीज़ें आपके पास नहीं है, इफ़ दीज थिंग्स आर नॉट विद यू, प्लीज़ डोंट स्टार्ट एनी डेयरी फार्म बिजनेस और इवन द फॉडर एंटरप्रेन्योरियल बिजनेस। यू नीड टू हैव लैंड एट अ गुड लोकेशन। ये वीडियो हिंदी और इंग्लिश दो भाषाओं में बना हुआ है, हर जगह उसका अनुवाद है। मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि ज़्यादातर मैं इंग्लिश को लूँ, क्योंकि हिंदी तो सभी लोग हिंदी भाषी एरिया में पढ़ पाएंगे, और जो हिंदी भाषी नहीं हैं एरियाज़, वहाँ के लिए मेरा अनुरोध रहेगा कि इंग्लिश के हमारे उस पे जो मैं बोलूँगा उसको कृपया आप सीसी पर जा कर के देखें, ताकि जो हम बोल रहे हैं वो आपको नीचे दिखाई देगा स्लाइड में। तो सबसे ज़रूरी बात यह है कि भरपूर ज़मीन होना चाहिए, सफिशिएंट लैंड, गुड वाटर, and the fodder. These things are very important for the fodder entrepreneurial development. इन्वेस्ट ओन फंड, एक बात बहुत ज़रूरी है। हालांकि सरकार इसके ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा आपको सब्सिडी और आ, जो फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट है वो दे रही है, पर फिर भी कोशिश ये करें कि जो भी व्यवसाय आप, चाहे वो डेयरी फार्म का व्यवसाय हो और इट इज़ ए फॉडर एंटरप्रेन्योरियल डेवलपमेंट, please use your own fund. Start with small and go for the uh, commercial stage, and that will be easier. The reason being, if you look for the subsidy, subsidies are there. If you look for the subsidy, you will be getting lot of conditions into that, and those conditions sometime the farmers are not able to fulfill, and that is a hitch. And many a time, like RGM project, many a time people are now uh, the refunding the funds whatever they got as a grant in the RGM. So please let us not enter into those things. Start small and grow big. That should be our motto. मजबूत संकल्प लें. You should have a will to do the farming business, and provided you have the first point and second point. Then you come to the third point, that you should have a will. Fourth point is you should have a true knowledge and good training. You should not have the knowledge from the social media. Most of the knowledges are not complete. They are partly true, partly untrue. So you should not believe on lies and should not follow the half true videos. Then comes to the fifth point. You should have a dedicated workers. If it is not there, culcate it. And then only the laborers, if they are trained, and untrained also, if you train them, they become your asset. Be with an able consultant. This is very important. In India, there is a dearth of able consultants, technically sound, who can manage, who can advise on management, financial management, the physical management, the number of animals, the breeds of animals, their milking, their feeding, their breeding, their animal management, their housing management, their disease management. If you get all these things is required in a dairy farm business. If you get from one source, it's always better. So look for such consultant which can provide even the DPRs, which can provide all these things from one window. That will be better. Your farm should be nearer to the market and should have a good approach road. That's very important. Your person, a trustworthy person, should be with you, and I call it as a living CCTV in the farm or any kind of entrepreneurial business in the dairy farm. Go to the next slide. This is also my common slide. Generally, I repeat it because let's not have a kind of illusion that we are doing business, having 2 animals, 3 animals. No, it's not a business. It's a livelihood. ये आपका जीविकोपार्जन है, ये व्यवसाय नहीं है। और यहाँ पर हमने बताया हुआ है कि व्यवसाय करने के लिए क्या क्या चीज़ें ज़रूरी हैं, तब आप व्यवसायी बनते हैं। और जीविकोपार्जन करने के लिए कैसे किया जाता है, तब आप जीविकोपार्जन करने वाले व्यक्ति बनते हैं। इसमें सबसे पहली बात ये समझे कि डेयरी व्यवसाय आपको एक व्यवसायी बनाता है, चाहे वो डेयरी फार्म व्यवसाय हो, चाहे अभी जो फॉडर एंटरप्रेन्योर की हम बात कर रहे हैं वो हो, वो आपको व्यवसायी बनाता है। लेकिन जो जीविकोपार्जन आपको व्यवसायी के अधीन बनाए रखता है, आपको कभी भी व्यवसायी बनने की सुविधा नहीं मिलती है जब तक आप ब्रेक थ्रू नहीं करते हैं। जीविकोपार्जन से जब आप ब्रेक करते हैं, हिम्मत करते हैं, अपना धन लगाते हैं या कहीं से सरकारी अनुदान लेते हैं, उसको लेकर के जब आप बड़े पैमाने पर काम करने जाते हैं, तब आप एक व्यवसायी का रूप धारण करते हैं। तो कृपया इस भ्रम में न रहें कि 2 जानवर पेड़ के नीचे बांध करके आप व्यवसाय कर रहे हैं। नहीं, हम जब लिखते हैं व्हेन आई राइट द कम से कम 30 वयस्क पशु का एक तकनीकी फार्म हेतु करीब 1,70,000 से 1,80,000 प्रति पशु खर्च आता है, तो ये तकनीकी फार्म की बात हो रही है और ये खर्च बहुत से मुद्दों पर निर्भर करता है। So when I talk about a technical farm, it requires 1.7 to 1.8 lakh per animal if you are planning to have a 30 adult animal technical dairy farm. Let's go to the next third slide. Now we are coming to the fodder entrepreneurs. The fodder entrepreneur is a new growth. Now a lot of people are opting for it. The bigger farmers, those who are having proper land, sufficient land, or they are able to get the land on the lease, they are entering into this. They have the water resources, they have the technical knowledge to cultivate fodder crops, they have the zeal, they have the will to do it, and they are going to fulfill. Why it is growing? Because India is suffering in the deficit in the fodder for the bovines, especially the milch animals, for quite some time. Many years we are suffering. In the season it is available, most of the cases. Many of the cases in the season also it is not available, because season varies. Somewhere it is a paddy season, then you get the dry fodder. There is a rainy season, you get the green fodder as well. But this is all dependent on natural system. Where is your intervention? So that intervention is the fodder entrepreneurial development, and that is going on. As India faces acute shortage of fodder, dry and green, there are very less fodder entrepreneurs. Now they have entered. Fodder entrepreneur runs into business by cultivating green fodder and balancing the marketing with production. That's very important. You are going to preserve the fodder. Okay, this fodder can be preserved. The green fodder as a silage can be preserved for more than 2 years or 2 years. So there is no hurry to sell it. It's okay. That's fine. But at the same time, you should also see what is your market. Once you see the market into picture, then your production should match with that, so that why to hold it? Let's produce and sell. And every 50 days or 60 days, you will be ready with the silage. So that kind of cycle has to be maintained. Number of fodder entrepreneurs are increasing day by day due to the demand of preserved green fodder to increase per animal milk production. That is the motto of Government of India as well as the many of the states. They want to increase the per animal milk production, and it is only possible when the animals are not running into the you know into the energy deficit condition, that we will discuss in the next slide. Fodder business needs less investment. This is very important. Here the investment is very less. Gives high profit. You are getting lot of profit. We'll discuss on that. How does it? Due to the deficit of fodder, the Indian milch animals produce very less compared to the milch animals. Indian milch animals produce very less compared to the developed countries. We all know that. And we are suffering with this for many of the years, 75, 80 years we are suffering. We have been pooling drop by drop the milk from the smaller farmers, and we have become the biggest milk producer in the world. But what about the per animal production? We are at the bottom of the ranking in the world. Fodder harvest, cut and preserve machines are required here. If care is taken, the silage can be preserved for 2 years or even more than that. If the preservation is perfect, you can preserve it for more than that. Training for fodder cultivation and preservation is required. And these trainings are readily available in many of the Krishi Vigyan Kendra. So it's not a big high training which you are looking for some universities and somewhere going for that a, a, a bachelor course or something like nothing like that. It is available in the Krishi Vigyan Kendra, and that you can avail it. We have always given certain slogans. Dairy farm व्यवसाय किसानों बड़े किसानों का विषय है, and my videos are to educate the dairy farmers. The subscription is free. Whatever you like, it's your grace. You are helping me to boost my energy to produce such factual videos which are very rare in the market. And we give certain भारत में ज़्यादा लोग जीविकोपार्जन के लिए डेयरी चलाते हैं, वो व्यवसाय नहीं करते. इट्स अ फैक्ट. 30 से 50 टन साइलेज बनाने के में करीब 4 से 5 लाख खर्च आता है. ये खर्च आप जानते हैं. एनी बिजनेस विल हैव ए income and expenditure. The expenditure and income both depends on many of the parameters. Here also, this expenditure depend on many of the parameters. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide says what is silage. Now we are entering into the what is silage, the technology. Technology is 40-50 days anaerobic condition में अगर हम उसको फर्मेंट करके चारे का जो अचार बनाते हैं, उसे हम साइलेज कहते हैं. हिंदी भाषी क्षेत्र में इसको साइलेज का को अचार कहा जाता है, चारे का अचार कहा जाता है। हम इंग्लिश को मोस्टली प्रेफरेंस इसलिए देते हैं कि जब हम बात करते हैं तो ये पूरे देश के लिए होता है, पूरे देश का व्यूअर इसको देखता है। एंड आई प्रेफर टू स्पीक इन इंग्लिश बिकॉज हिंदी भाषी एरिया वो लोग तो हिंदी पढ़ ही लेंगे, ऐसा मैं मान के चलता हूँ। तो मैं किसी को नीचे या ऊपर नहीं देखता हूँ, मेरे लिए सारा भारत समान है, मैं सभी भारत के किसानों के लिए काम करता हूँ। Silage is a fermented green fodder having moisture content in the range of 65 to 70%. Fodder crops rich in the soluble carbohydrates are incubated after chaffing for 40-50 days. इतना ही समय लगता है और आपका माल तैयार हो जाता है। इतने देर का अगर आप इंतज़ार करते हैं, अगर आप साइलोज को उसके हिसाब से बना के रखते हैं अपने सेल के हिसाब से, तो आप कंटिन्यूअस सेल में रह सकते हैं। Sugar present in the fodder is converted into lactic acid, which acts as a preservative and a good source of readily fermentable sugars for the rumen microbe. होता क्या है कि अगर इसका शुगर फर्मेंट होकर के आता है तो वो जानवर के, मैं हमेशा जो बात करता हूँ वो गाय भैंसों की बात कर रहा हूँ, गाय भैंसों के अंदर जो रुमन होता है या बकरियों में और शीप में भी होता है, जो रुमन होता है उसके अंदर जो माइक्रोब होते हैं उनको खाने के लिए बहुत आसान हो जाता है। ये ब्रेक थ्रू उनको करना नहीं पड़ता है, उनको रेडिली मिल जाता है और इसलिए जानवर का स्वास्थ्य अच्छा होता है, जानवर की ब्रीडिंग अच्छी होती है, जानवर की काविंग अच्छी होती है, प्रेगनेंसी अच्छी होती है, मिल्क प्रोडक्शन बढ़ता है, सारे काम होता है जिसकी हम चर्चा अगले स्लाइड में करेंगे। Green fodder crop is harvested at blooming succulent stage पर it is harvested, cut in 1 inch or 2 inch pieces. Bacterial culture is added to ferment to become a silage. Next point, it needs more land, own or leased. Here what I told that it does not require more investment, but there is a good profit. Here what you are going to have, your own land may be very less, that is for holding your farm, right? But at the same time for the fodder cultivation you can have a leased land which has, you know, which has less investment. Sorry. So based on that I am telling that it has got less investment and more profit. Profit I will discuss how it is. Sufficient water is required, the water table should be short, and the compost should be available somewhere. Either you have to collect from the farms or you have own farm and then you go for the fodder entrepreneurship. That is much better option. So that is required for to cultivate the green fodder because the tonnage should increase. Once the tonnage increases, your profit increases. Now silage can be made either at the small or medium or a large scale, right? Like plastic bags you can prepare the silage, 200-liter drum you can prepare the silage, 1 to 20 ton silos you can prepare the silage, and 100 to 200 tons bunkers you can, even 1000 tons bunkers you can prepare the silage. It depends on your capacity, depends on your land, depends on your management capacity and marketing capacity. It can be sold, but selling is a must. How it is? It is ensured because there is a shortage of the green fodder. Once the green fodder goes up to 12 rupees, 10 rupees, the bhusa puwal, you remember my video on the bhusa puwal, it goes up to 12 rupees, 16 rupees, and the green fodder goes up to 8 rupees, 10 rupees a kg. Who can feed? So better to feed the silage which comes around 4 to 6 rupees per kg. Even in the variation of the seasons, it comes between 4 to 6 rupees. Either it is 3 rupee or it is 6 rupees, something like that. Between it moves like that. And how it is better than the green fodder, that I will tell you. I already have told that the carbohydrates are broken, so it is easily digestible by the animal. That is one point. Other points I'll discuss. 6 point, it can be sold to other dairy farmers after your own consumption. If you are having your own dairy farm and you are also a fodder entrepreneur, it's a good combination. Your silage is being used at your dairy farm, and dairy farm the compost is being used in the silage farm, right? In the fodder farm. So it's a good combination. Let's go to the next slide. It's a continuation of the silage क्या है और कैसे बनता है. So what is the silage and how it is made? The 7 point says the silage made commercially on high profit with low input cost. There is no input cost. Once you make it, you preserve it, and thereafter you open it slowly and slowly go on selling it. You pack it, you loose sell it, you trolley sell it, whatever you want to sell. You can, there are method to sell it, right? There are method to sell it. Central and state government, central or state government supports are available for the silage projects. Quality of silage can be improved with the use of the suitable additives such as molasses 2 to 3%, jaggery, either you add the jaggery or molasses, the same thing, 2 to 3%, 0.5% salt, formic acid, or the combination of two acids, which we will discuss later in the next point. Now, what is important here? It can be as per the need. It could be a surface or trench silo, bunkers, that kind of structure where you preserve it. So that depends on your uses, your marketing capability. Harvest the green fodder and chaff it 1 to 2 size at flowering stage at 30-35 dry matter stage. So this has to be established, and here the technology comes. When you are going to harvest, it should have 30 to 35% dry matter. Otherwise, a green fodder has got hardly 8 to 10% dry matter. So what you are going to have is 30 to 35% dry matter stage. You are going to cut it, and 65 to 70% moisture. It has got moisture that much. Otherwise, a green fodder has 8 to 10% dry matter, and balance of the 100 is the moisture. So you have to keep the moisture at a certain level. You have to keep the dry matter at certain level, and it is possible. By the training, you will understand it is not a big job. It's not a big, is a sky research. No, not at all. The chaff fodder should be filled and preserved, pressed quickly at every feet till the silo bunker is filled. This is very important. By pressing, what you are doing, you are removing the air from the bunker. Once it is pressed, compressed, so the air is removed, so that the fermentation will be in anaerobic condition, and it will be a better silage. If you don't do, your silage will not be that much better. So it is to improve the quality and have a better silage which can be preserved for many years. So this is important. Seal the bunkers and silo with thick tarpaulin and put weight so that it should not be blown up with the wind. Open the silo bunker only after 50-60 days. It could be 50 days, could be 60 days. Between that, you can open this. But one thing is very important, the face open. Face open we'll discuss with the picture also. What is face open, right? Here we have shown that how the small scale silos are made and silage is made. Look at that, how the simple silo has been made. It is chaffed, it is filled, it will be pressed, and then it will be covered like this. Once it is covered, this picture has been taken from NDDB, a write-up on the silage. We acknowledge this. And this is how the chaffing is going on. Everything mechanical, everything manual, everything manual. छोटे स्टेप पर छोटे किसान भी साइलेज बना सकते हैं अपने आवश्यकता अनुसार, ताकि जब ग्रीन फॉडर की कमी हो वो उसके लिए परेशान ना हो, अपने साइलेज को खोलें और खोल करके खिलाएं जानवरों को। आइए आगे बढ़ते हैं। ये कमर्शियल स्केल पे है। This is a commercial scale silage making, while the chaffing, while the harvesting as well as loading is simultaneously done. Look at that how the payloader uses this to fill the bunker. The second picture we have taken from this, we have given the source from where the pictures have been taken, and this is the same, the standing crop, fodder crop being harvested, and it is being loaded at the same time. Then you come to this is the stage where you are going to put it under the silage pit or bunker or bag or silo, whatever. And this is the stage it will be. It will be a greenish brown color. Here it is over matured, and it is further because there is another technology which is in India. It is available. Machines are available. The baler technology. Baler technology is good for preserving, no doubt, but is so costly that it increases the cost of the silage per kg. It is so difficult to open once the bale is open, has to be consumed. So your farm should be of that size. Otherwise, you are buying the silage as per your farm requirement and keeping it airtight, right, in the bags, and then you are feeding it in a week or so, right? Again you buy it, something like that. So here it is good to preserve it, it's good, but the cost is too high. So your silage, if you are an entrepreneur, you should look at the cost, you should look at the mechanization. Machines are not very costly, but the plastic being used per bale is too costly, and baler machine is also very costly. So these things has to be looked into before you enter into this business. Go to the next slide. What are the precautions? Don't cut immature crop. If you are cutting immature crop, it will have high moisture and high protein, and that is not a good for it will have low sugar. Once the fodder crop comes for the blooming, like maize, it starts putting the cobs, then the sugar is at the highest. That is the time it should be cut, right? Harvesting should be done late hours. This is the technology again. This is science. What science says. As the sun rises up, the fodder plant keeps its sugar up. The moment early in the morning, if you harvest it, sugar will be low. If you harvest in the noon and afternoon, the sugar level in the plant, same day, the sugar level will be more. So you should get the more sugar level so that the fermentation will be more, lactic acid will be there, more preservation will be there, and fermentation will be easier. Avoid harvesting crop in the rain or dew. That's very important because it increases the moisture as usual. I mean, very simple to understand. Wilting is nothing. It's just keep the fodder. Suppose there is a rain, unavoidable condition. You are harvesting the crop, there is a rain. So you cannot avoid the rain, but what you can do is wilt the fodder. Keep it for some time to evaporate the water. After some time, it will evaporate, and then you go for the ensiling, right? Consolidate and rapidly seal. Consolidation, again the same. Compression, when we are compressing into the silo, into the bag, into the trench or bunkers, whatever. So that is called consolidation, and then rapidly seal the silo. If you give more time, more air contact will be there, and oxygen will go inside, and it will spoil the silage, and that will not be a good silage. Let's go. What are the additives? What I was talking about, two acids to be mixed. Hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid you can mix together, and you can sprinkle every feet on the silo while filling the fresh chopped fodder. So what it gives? It is giving either formic acid or lactic acid or these mixture of these two you can put. You are increasing the acid to preserve the fodder, right? Now go to plan. Face opening is very important. Suppose you have got 1 ton silo. Suppose example, 1 ton silo you are having, and your consumption is hardly about, you know, 50 kg or 100 kg per day, right? 1 ton per day, and you are having the silo of 10 tons, say for example. 10 ton means 10,000 ton kg, right? So once you are going for opening it, so open only 1 and 1.5 feet. Don't open the entire silo, otherwise everything will be spoiled, because after opening it gives only 4 to 5 days to 7 days to feed the same thing to the animals. So be careful. That's why face opening is very important. The face opening I have already shown into the picture here. This is the face opening. It is not that the entire bag is cut. No, just part of it is cut and then it is fed. Then further it will be opened. So this is how the silo is fed, either in the bumper, in the silos, either in the trench. What kind of, that I have already discussed into this, that what type of bunkers are there. So bunkers, there are so many. Let's talk of the bunkers again. How it is. It could be a bunker, pit, bag. It could be a vertical bunker. It could be a horizontal bunker. It is a run-through bunker. A tractor can enter from one side and go out from other side. So those pictures we have tried to give it here. Let's see this picture. I think that picture is missing. Okay, no doubt, no problem, no problem. But the same bunker which here he has made, where we can't run through, right? Suppose this bunker is so big and you are entering, your tractor is entering from here and moving out from that side. That is run through bunker. So compression becomes very easy. If you have filled by the payloader, payloader is here, payloader is this. If the payloader has filled that and tractor has passed through, so automatically it is, pressed. So compression becomes very easy. And once you pin it, once you cover it, like you have covered it here with the plastic, but suppose it is a bigger bunker, it is a 10-ton bunker, a 20-ton bunker. So you will have a tarpaulin of thick quality and larger quality, larger size, so that you can wrap it properly, keep the weights on that, so that it is preserved properly. And when you open it, so 1 feet to 1.5 feet only we should open. Again it closes. Then again next day, again next day. So this is how you can keep the silage safe for many months, right? I have written here baled machines and plastics are very costly. So they increases the per kg cost of the silage, and that becomes a problem for selling to the poor farmers. Even smaller farmer can use it. Suppose they are not able to produce the silage, but they can buy and feed that. So that you have to keep into the mind. Advantage. This is the only process where the complete biomass of a plant is preserved succulently. This is the only process. Any other process, you are going to lose the biomass, some part of biomass, or some vitamins, minerals you are going to use. Here everything is preserved. It says the silage preserves 85% of its energy. Look at that. Early cutting helps grow more fodder in the same area. This is a very important point. How I am selling that input cost is less. You are cutting the fodder at the age of hardly 45 days. Hardly 45 to 50 days you are going to cut the fodder. Thereafter that land is open for another harvesting, another sowing, another cultivation of the crop. So the same land will give multiple crops. So your input is less and output is more. Now, it needs less labor. You have cultivated, you have sown the seed, it is growing, right? At the time of harvest, only the labor is required, or at the time of giving water, right? These are the things. So, you know how it is not a daily process, right? And if you are doing at the large scale, yes, it is a daily process. If this field is not doing, that field is doing, that field is doing, that field is doing. So you get involved every day in and out. So that is the difference. If you are doing at the smaller scale, you are relaxing. If you are doing a larger scale, is your business and you have to be on your toes. Automation is a very good point here. Automation, from field harvesting to cutting to preserving, everything is available and not very costly machines. Another point is very good. It's a fire risk avoided. Here no fire. It can't be burned, because already it is preserved, it is succulent, and it is covered with the load. So hardly like paddy straw and wheat straw heaps, generally it blown up sometime by the fire and you lose everything. Here it is not. That is a safe. Any crop can be ensiled which has good sugar content. It is palatable and slightly laxative, and it's very good point. Animal loves it because as we love the pickle in our food plate, so animal loves it because of its easily digestibility, the taste, the smell it uses, right? So, and due to soft fiber, it's a fiber is already preserved, fermented, it becomes soft. So it is a laxative as well, and it's a good laxative. So animal will not have constipation or something kind of thing, bloating and all that. It can be stored for more than 2 years. It can be made in tower silo, trench silo, pit silo, tube silo, bunker silo, claim silo, tarpaulin bags, plastic bags, lot many ways you can preserve the silo. One thing somewhere is missed, that fodder maize, jowar, bajra, or napier or oats, these are the best crops, fodder crops to use for the silage manufacturing. Look at that. This is a trench which is close. Yeah, here is the picture. We are not lost. We have given the picture. Here is the picture. This is the closed bunker. But this one is a run through bunker. See, you can start from here by tractor and go from this side. And see how it is sealed and how the, press, the weights are given over here. And how it is being, this bunker, this kind of, bunker is being filled. And how the tractor is going and returning, going and it can be done. Only three that it cannot pass through, but it can do again the same job, provided you give the this one width at least sizable so that the tractor can pass. Very fantastic thing which many of the farmers are doing. There is a bakhar kind of concept in the eastern India, and you will find it in every village, in most of the houses, those who have land, those who are landed farmer, those who are not landless, because they will not have the grains to preserve it. So it is used for grain preservation, bhusa preservation, like paddy straw preservation, or not paddy straw, the wheat straw preservation, and also for the grains. But I have seen now even farmers are using for the silage preservation. They are putting the walls, a tarpaulin from all the sides and closing from top, filling from top. And the beauty of this, sorry, beauty of this is the Opening and taking out the silage is very easy. You have a small opening here and you go on taking it and silo starts pushing down, down, down. So the silo is preserved for many years. So this is the thing, is a fantastic thing, Indian structure, and which is being used for many of the years, many thousands of years for preserving the grains, right? So this can be used for silage also. This was the purpose of showing this picture. Look at that. What is the benefit? These are the benefit. India faces acute shortage of green fodder during the off season. Alone UP is having 45% green fodder shortage. This is the report of March 26. 85% of the energy is preserved here. Hence, it saves animal to recover from the negative energy balance. Most of the Indian dairy animals runs into negative energy balance. Means whatever they are being fed and whatever they are producing, the milk, the energy drain is more than energy they get because the feeding is not proper, and hence they run into negative energy balance. Negative energy balance reduces the body uh, body body size. It reduces the muscle size, it reduces the fats, because for the production of the milk animal uses its own fat, and that becomes the weakening of the animal, right? We call it body score. The body score, if the animal is at body score 4, it runs to the body score 2. So that is a bad thing because of the negative energy balance. So this silage has got 85% energy preserved, has got 30%, 35% of the dry matter. So it will not allow the animal to go into the negative energy balance. That is the most important thing, and that keeps it, helps maintaining the fat protein ratio. See, it increases the reproductive potential of the bovine. Look, DMI compensation is possible. You can add the silage more and your DMI is increased. Dry matter intake. DMI is dry matter intake. Balances the immune response and saves from the diseases because the animal is being fed properly. It is not running into the energy deficiency, right? It helps to improve, it helps to resolve, delays conception. It will come in proper heat, it will go for the conception, it will go for the delivery because there is a luxation. So luxative means there is no constipation, no bloating, no such problem, right? An animal comes back to the positive energy balance, and that should be our aim. If we are really having a technical farm, dairy farm, this should be of our aim. NEB should be converted into PEB and FPR should be maintained. These are some technical points. It maintains the body score, which I told you already. Costly purchase of the fodder is avoided during the off season. Off season green fodder rate will jump, dry fodder rate will jump. This solves both for the dry fodder as well as for the green fodder. So you can feed it and you can maintain the PEB, positive energy balance, and get more milk. This is the reason now many of the fodder entrepreneurs are jumping into this. Let's go to the what are the silage grades. I will not go into very detail because the things are only data and it is given here. You can see very good silage, average silage and bad silage. So only the composition changes and it depends on the fodder you have chosen, fodder stage you have cut, the way you have made the consolidation, pressing, the way you have preserved it, the way you have given the culture and acids inside. So all those things depending, it will give you varieties of silage, and you yourself will learn that what mistake I did, that I went to the third stage. I should be on the first stage. So this there is education as well when you go into this business, right? Light green to brown color, which turns darker brown as quality goes low or preservation goes older and older. Then it grows darker brown. I showed the picture of darker brown. Moisture 65% and this that, and lactic acid 3 to 13%, and all those things are given the data. You can please refer this data and try to be, if you are in the business, try to be in the very good silage stage so that your market is always up. These are the, already we have discussed the makai, jowar, bajra, napier and oats silage का अच्छा बनता है. Government support is very important. Many people would look for this, that government support. Central government and state governments are providing financial support to boost the fodder cultivation and silage production on the commercial scale. Apply to AHIDF scheme under section 6.3.5 online to avail financial assistance. This is the central government scheme. Various state government is also supporting for the green fodder cultivation and silage manufacturing. Please contact your local veterinarian, deputy director, animal husbandry for the details. We would not have this detail. We are having the details of the central government only. Government knows that unless the green fodder production and proper feeding to the milch animal is not ensured, the Indian bovine's milk production will continue to be low. Per animal production will not increase unless you increase the feeding, and this is one of the best way to increase feeding with the available fodder, right? Get a technical DPR from a technical consultant to avoid financial support, to avail financial support from the central government or state government. We are there to help you for the DPRs, and you can get the financial benefit from the state government as well as central government. Benefits and the, uh, and the terms you have to see from your state government. You can talk to the local veterinarian in the state government or deputy director animal husbandry in the state government. They will give you the full picture that what are the schemes running and how you can get the benefit out of that. Let's go to the last slide. This is the last but one. What I say that कठिनाई कहाँ दिखती है. सच्चा वीडियो अक्सर नीरस होता है, उसमें चटपटी बातें और तस्वीरें नहीं होती हैं. मेरे वीडियो में चटपटी बातें नहीं होती हैं, तस्वीरें नहीं होती हैं ऐसी वाली जिसको देख के आप झूमने लगे. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. बिकॉज ऑफ फैक्ट दिखाना है तो फैक्ट दिखाना है. झूठ अक्सर अच्छा लगता है, जिसे हमारा सोशल मीडिया भरा पड़ा है, जहां आज का युवा अक्सर फंस कर रह जाता है. आंकड़ों पर बात करता हुआ वीडियो उबाऊ लगता है. ये बात सही है. जब भी हम पढ़ते थे तो जब मैथ का आता था, जब डेटा आता था, जब आंकड़े आते थे तो नींद आने लगती थी. कई बार आंकड़े समझ में भी नहीं आते. अब तक डेयरी पशुपालन केवल अपने पास से डेयरी किसान को देखकर या अपने पूर्वजों द्वारा किए गए तरीकों के आधार पर ही किया जा रहा है और उसी का विस्तार दिखता है. अधिकतर डेयरी किसान उसी में अपनी भलाई समझता है. जैसे बाबा आदम के ज़माने से, फोर फादर के ज़माने से जिस तरह से डेयरी रखा गया, उसी को हम आज मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं और नुकसान कमा रहे हैं. और इससे हमको लगता है कि हम ठीक कर रहे हैं. एक्चुअली आप गलत कर रहे हैं. शायद पैसा लगाने में असमर्थता के कारण नई सीख समझ में कम आती हो, ये भी हो सकता है. अधिकतर डेयरी किसान सब्सिडी वाली स्कीम की तलाश में रहते हैं. दिस इज़ अ वेरी बैड थिंग. सब्सिडी जब आती है तो उसके साथ साथ शर्तें आती हैं. उन शर्तों को आप पूरा नहीं कर पाते हो और वो सब्सिडी आपके लिए एक बवाल बन जाता है, एक प्रॉब्लम बन जाता है. तो प्लीज़ सब्सिडी छोड़ें, छोटे स्तर पर शुरू करें और बड़ा आदमी बने. मेरे ख्याल से वो ज़्यादा बेटर है. अपनी या लीज जमीन पर चारा उगाकर केवल डेयरी व्यवसाय करने की क्षमता कम ही किसानों में होती है. जनरली आप देखेंगे 2-4 जानवर रखते हैं और कहीं से इधर से चारा ले लिया, कभी इधर से ले लिया, कभी ये खिला दिया, कभी वो खिला दिया. जानवर भी हमेशा कंफ्यूज रखता है कि मुझे खिला क्या रहा है. हर समय उसका फीड बदलता रहता है, चारा बदलता रहता है, सूखा चारा नहीं रहता है, कभी कभी ग्रीन चारा नहीं रहता है. तो ऑल दिस थिंग्स हमारे देश की कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है जिससे आप लोग जानते नहीं हैं, सब लोग जानते हैं. इसको दूर करने के लिए हमें टेक्निकल स्तर पर फार्म को चलाना होगा और टेक्निकलिटी में जाना पड़ेगा, साइंस में जाना पड़ेगा, लार्ज स्केल पर करना होगा, बड़े फार्मर को सामने आना पड़ेगा, तभी जाकर के ये संभव है। अच्छी बात यह है कि नौजवान डेयरी व्यवसाय की ओर अग्रसर तो होते हैं, परंतु उनके अभिभावक रेगुलर नौकरी, भले ही वो कितनी भी छोटी क्यों न हो, के लिए उन्हें प्रेरित करते हैं, उन्हें बताते हैं कि डेयरी व्यवसाय लाभकारी नहीं है, क्योंकि उन्होंने जो गलती किया था और नुकसान उठाया था उसको अपने बेटे को भी पास करते हैं, अपने अगले जनरेशन को पास करते हैं, एंड दैट इज़ बैड। क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है आपने गलतियां की इसका मतलब आपका बच्चा भी गलती कर लेगा। तब सुविधाएं इतनी उपलब्ध नहीं थी, तब इतने फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट नहीं थे, अब तो है। कई बार नौजवान डेयरी व्यवसाय को ठीक से समझ ही नहीं पाते हैं, ये भी होता है। आइए लास्ट स्लाइड पे चलते हैं, जिसमें हम केवल आपसे अनुरोध करते हैं कि आप हमारे वीडियो को लाइक करें, पसंद करें और सब्सक्राइब करें। मेरे सब्सक्राइबर बढ़ रहे हैं, ये आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। लेकिन मैं देखता हूँ कि कमेंट्स बहुत कम आते हैं, मेरे पास जो ईमेल आते हैं वो बहुत ही कम है, फ़ोन बहुत आता है। फ़ोन पर चीज़ों को समझा पाना बहुत आसान नहीं होता, आप भी भूल जाओगे, हम भी भूल जाएंगे। तो हम ये चाहते हैं कि आप अपने क्वेश्चंस हमें ईमेल पर करें, ये हमारा ईमेल है। अगर ट्रेनिंग लेना चाहते हैं तो इनकी बात करें, यहाँ पे जाके पूछें, इस लिंक पे जाएं, बात करें। ये ऑथेंटिक ट्रेनिंग देने वाले लोग हैं। आपके स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में भी फ्री ट्रेनिंग दिया जाता है, उसकी भी चर्चा करें, आप पता करें और वहाँ जा कर के पूछें। और मैं चाहूँगा कि कृपया मेरी वीडियो को आप लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, लाभ कमाएं और अपने मित्रों को भी शेयर करें ताकि वो भी कुछ कमाएं। अगर उनके पास कोई जानकारी जाती है और उसका लाभ कमाते हैं तो हमें खुशी होगी। थैंक यू वेरी मच हमारा वीडियो सुनने के लिए, देखने के लिए। आप इसे शेयर करें।